50 years of Little League softball and female participation, a milestone in history and achievements in the sport. Countless memorable moments have flourished, and even more continue to grow. And in 2023, another moment of history would be made as the first ever Athletes Unlimited Pro Games would be held at the Little League Softball World Series. A historical achievement for the program that highlighted Little League's commitment to softball and the efforts being made to provide softball players a similar interaction with professional athletes that the MLB Little League Classic had brought to Williamsport for baseball players. Yesterday's claims of keeping girls out of sports have been heard, and actions were being taken among the growing success that softball had brought to young athletes everywhere. Coming off of the 2022 season with the expansion of the Little League Softball World Series from 10 to 12 teams, there was no slowing down, as 2023 could have been named the biggest year yet, with the Athletes Unlimited Pro Games being held for the first time at the Little League Softball World Series. It was a historic moment in the world of softball. For the first time ever, Athletes Unlimited Pro Softball would bring their dynamic, fast-paced game to the Little League Softball World Series, and young athletes would get the chance to interact with some of the best in the game.
From the very beginning of Athletes Unlimited and Little League talking and really becoming cooperative and strategic partners, I think it's something we all wanted to do. The softball division of Little League, and we certainly want to do it from the professional level of softball. So from that, from us all being on the same page with an idea, I think everybody just tried to make it happen. We did everything possible. We started planning, the right things were in place. And I honestly think the timing is right and people want to see this happen.
Athletes Unlimited is obviously pro opportunity for softball players, and so to bring their game here to Little League and allow these girls to see what the future could be in the sport of softball is a big deal. You know, growing up we didn't have that, and so now these athletes get to interact with pro athletes, get to see it so they can be it one day and then turn around and obviously dream to be here as a professional one day as well.
As a veteran of the game, my heart was just exploding because I know how much it means to not only the young girls, but to the pro players as well, to be able to be on that stage and for these young girls to be growing up seeing this. Like, my mind, I can't even envision what's to come because, you know, like my era, we didn't get to see it. We had to be it and create it, and now these young girls are like walking into stadiums and watching pro softball on TV week in and week out, and so I cannot wait to see just the ripple effect of the beginning of what's to come for our sport.
It's really important on the softball side to have that professional alignment. We have it on the baseball side with Major League Baseball, but to really align with a league that is invested in the interests of women in sports, not just to have great visibility on television, but to have the athletes be a part of shaping what the league is second to none.
By bringing professional athletes to the Little League Softball World Series, young players got to see firsthand what is possible through hard work and dedication, inspiring them to pursue their own softball dreams. The Athletes Unlimited Pro Games received immense positive support and extensive media coverage that allowed more girls to watch the games and know that they can keep playing the sport they love.
It means a lot to me, especially since I played Little League, so I just can look at those girls and remember how much fun I had at that age and how awesome those times were. So being a professional softball player now, you know, I just never thought that I would get there. I had no idea. And so being here now and looking at the girls where I used to be is obviously like a full circle moment, and it's so cool, and it really just means everything to me that they can look at us and know that this is where they can get to.
I do think that women's sports and girls' dreams are directly connected, so being able to show them what they can do and what they can look forward to in the future, I think is huge. And as long as we play with our hearts on our sleeves, I think we're doing our job.
I think this event definitely is the counterpart to the MLB Classic. And I think because of that, and because that event exists, it's even more important for us to have this one. And I think the rarity of and the difficulty that girls have in finding professional women's sports on television, and to be able to see people that do look like them in an area that they can aspire to be is something that we really owe to that generation. If we're going to continue to grow the sport, this is a major part of it.
By providing role models, enhancing the event's visibility, promoting inclusivity, and offering skill development opportunities, Athletes Unlimited helps foster a vibrant, inclusive, and aspirational softball community that benefits players, fans, and the Little League softball program.
When Athletes Unlimited is paired with Little League, it opens up the minds of young athletes to be able to realize that they can do that too. We've all heard the phrase, if you can see it, you can be it. But I'm starting to realize that girls already know that they can be it. So now it's, if I can play it, I can slay it. And I would really think that that's something that Athletes Unlimited has given Little League, is the chance to, you already play. You know that this is what you can be, but now let's show you how good you can be.
Honestly, I just hope that they can see us and know that this dream is real, that this goal is real. And I want to pass on to them that if they're having fun and if they love what they do, they can literally do anything. Just getting to enjoy yourself and have fun. The pressure, all that's gonna come, it's all gonna happen. But if in your heart you love it and you're happy doing it, then keep doing it. You're gonna go so far because of those things.
I think this is such a big event for the game of softball, not just Little League and not just Athletes Unlimited, but the game as a whole, to be able to grow our sport. But I think ultimately for them to see us, pro players playing on this field, but to see them, it's such a nostalgic feeling. We want to be able to instill so much confidence in them, tell them that they can achieve anything that they can, and just be a face. And on the ground as well, they can watch sports all they want. They can watch us on ESPN in college, but to be able to see us in person and watch us play, that means so much for representation.
It's about creating experiences for the softball community, for the girls that come to our events. We've been really able to create something so special with the Little League Softball World Series that doesn't exist in Williamsport. It only exists in and around our Greenville event, and having earned their way to that event and really remembering the great moments that they had that are unique and second to none and like nowhere else.
For 50 years, Little League softball has been more than just a game. It's been a journey of growth, empowerment, and community. Today, Little League softball is more inclusive and diverse than ever, reflecting the changing face of our communities and the boundless possibilities for the future. And the game is growing.
I just think it's amazing how far our game has come. I mean, to be playing for 50 years, giving young women the opportunity not just to play the sport, but to learn all the life lessons that sport gives you. I know I'm super thankful to play this game for as long as I have, and I don't know where I would be without softball, so the fact that more and more young women get that opportunity to do that every year, I think is really special.
50 years of Little League softball, just incredible, incredible. And me being a Title IX baby and just knowing how far we've come and knowing what my daughter now, the life that she's living and the women that she's seeing in not only sports, but just our world in general, society, it's so exciting. The best is yet to come.
Well, when you say that Little League softball is now 50 years old, first of all, it makes me feel really old. But in 1972, we saw Title IX passed. 1974 was the first year of Little League softball, and that's the year I was born. And so when you talk about the history of Little League softball, I've lived it. It's been my life. And I think maybe the coolest part about it is I never felt held back. Because of the women that came before and fought the battles like Maria Pepe, it gives me a chance to not see the world segregated. And I owe so much of the story that has become my life to that beginning back in Glendale, California in Little League.
It's a beautiful thing that Little League and a women's sport, a youth women's sport organization that has touched so many lives, including mine, has been standing for 50 strong years. And to say that I played in Little League is special because it completely molded my softball experience. And I'm just proud to say that I played and I was a part of that change and a part of history, because 50 years is a long time.
The Little League Softball World Series has become the pinnacle of achievement, where teams from around the globe come to compete, celebrate, and make memories that last a lifetime. But more importantly than the games themselves, Little League Softball has provided friendships, lessons, and competition. It's an experience that stays with you forever.
I think in my family personally, I was really the first one to play competitively in this manner. You know, I'm the first one to graduate from college, those types of things. So thinking back 50 years when my mom was a kid, even when my grandma was young, like how different it is now for women in sport. I just love it, and I know that the next 50 years, we've grown so much in this block. To think about the next 50 years of the opportunities that these girls are gonna have that we're currently fighting for, we're currently working for, I really hope that in that time, just the world is their oyster, that they're gonna just be able to be softball players, play professionally, you know, support themselves financially, and just love it and get all the opportunities that they deserve.
I played in the Little League Championship in 2013, which was amazing, and now, I just feel like I've played through so many levels of the game now, and this is my rookie season in pro, so just to have grown up with the sport and to have started in the grassroots level at Little League is just something really cool.
The first games were humble, but the enthusiasm and passion for the sport were undeniable. For over 5 decades, Little League Softball has been at the forefront of youth sports, nurturing talent, fostering community, and empowering girls around the world. Little League Softball is thriving. The level of play is higher than ever, and the impact on communities is profound. It's a testament to the dedication of players, coaches, families, and supporters who believe in the power of the game. As we celebrate this milestone, we look to the future and how the program can continue to grow, making sure everyone has a chance to be a part of the game and ensuring that no one gets left behind.
My hopes for the future in softball is for more women coaches. Right now, I know you see a lot of women coaches out there now, where when I was growing up, it was more males than females. So just seeing women in sports grow in general, I'm all for it, and I feel like it'll continue to grow.
I'd love to see a continuation of where we've come from and where we are today, and to continue growing forward. It's on a great path, and it's very exciting.
I think as a female athlete and having been through our sport and played it on every level, my hope for the future is just that people start investing in the game, and we're seeing it more and more. But I want the respect and the investment in women in the game.
Female inclusion in Little League may have started out with opposition, but that's no longer the case now. The strides and development over the past 50 years is a true testament to the work of the organization learning from the past and making sure the future of the program is always available for those who want to participate.
I hope in the next 50 years, this Little League program grows to a place where they're already busting at the seams of the venue where they hold the Little League Softball World Series, that gives young girls the platform to be able to be seen, to be heard, to be just celebrated.
You know, today, I think, as we look ahead and what we're implementing today, we're so focused on how those opportunities show up to young girls, whether they're starting t-ball or they're getting introduced to softball for the first time, the language that we use to make sure that they feel welcome. I think that's our charge moving forward. Is it's no longer about that the doors are open to young girls. It's now about how do we keep them feeling like they belong, and that this is the program that answers that question of what the opportunity looks like for them in sports.
It's now established a foundation of girls' participation, and sports transcends time. The achievements of a player and a team live long on after that game is played. And I think sports is a connection between generations, so that those achievements live on again long after the game is played. And so I do think that 50 years of girls playing is truly a milestone. I'm happy for all the girls that have had that opportunity, and just think they've established a foundation for the next 50 years.
So here's to the next 50 years of Little League Softball, because this game, this community, and these memories are timeless. Little League Softball, empowering girls, building communities, and making history since 1974.